Wisconsin extends energy emergency as fuel supply constraints persist. Tony Evers has extended Wisconsin's energy emergency, citing continued supply constraints tied to a disruption in the Midwestern pipeline distribution system and sustained winter demand for residential heating fuels. The action replaces a prior emergency order issued in late December and keeps temporary transportation flexibilities in place through early February. Executive Order Number 284, signed January 16th, extends emergency measures designed to support the delivery of heating oil and propane across the state. According to the order, pipeline constraints that began in late November continue to affect product availability at regional terminals, forcing longer delivery routes and compounding delays during peak winter demand. Why the emergency was extended. State officials point to a combination of persistent pipeline limitations, weather-related demand spikes, and logistical strain on fuel suppliers. The Public Service Commission of Wisconsin's Office of Energy Innovation reported that multiple suppliers are still encountering challenges sourcing sufficient volumes of residential heating fuel, with longer driving distances contributing to delivery delays. These conditions, the order states, pose a risk to public health and safety by limiting timely access to essential heating fuels during winter weather. Extending the emergency declaration allows the state to maintain temporary regulatory relief aimed at keeping fuel moving while supply chains remain constrained. What the order changes operationally. Executive Order Number 284 continues waivers of certain state and federal transportation requirements for carriers delivering residential heating fuel, including propane and heating oil. Specifically, the order extends exemptions from federal and state hours of service limits for drivers transporting residential heating fuels, maintains temporary relief from state vehicle weight limit restrictions within defined safety parameters, allows the Department of Transportation to authorize limited additional exemptions to facilitate delivery under emergency conditions. The waivers remain in effect through February 2nd, 2026, or for the duration of emergency response activities, whichever period is shorter. Importantly, the order does not suspend all transportation rules. Carriers must still comply with core vehicle safety requirements, insurance standards, and applicable federal regulations not explicitly waived. Who is most affected? The emergency measures primarily affect fuel distributors, trucking operators, and logistics providers serving residential customers across Wisconsin. Communities reliant on propane and heating oil, particularly in rural and colder regions, stand to benefit most directly from the extended flexibility. For suppliers, the order offers short-term operational relief rather than a resolution to underlying supply constraints. The continued reliance on waivers underscores the ongoing strain placed on regional fuel distribution systems when pipeline disruptions intersect with seasonal demand. Broader context. While emergency orders of this type are temporary, their recurrence highlights the sensitivity of heating fuel supply chains to infrastructure disruptions and weather volatility. Wisconsin's extension reflects a broader pattern seen across northern states during periods of constrained energy logistics, where regulatory flexibility becomes a tool to manage near-term delivery risk. For now, state officials emphasize that the priority remains maintaining access to essential heating fuels while monitoring supply conditions through the remainder of the winter season. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites by Environment and Energy Leader. For partnership opportunities, please reach out to our team.